This is Appetite for Life. I'm blowing into the Windy City to talk Smash Mouth cuisine with the coach, play the blues with a legend, and have my mind blown by America's top space-age chef. What can you say about Chicago, Illinois that hasn't been said before? A big American city with a big American heart, Chicago really does have a personality all its own. People in other parts of the country may call Chicago the second city, but when it comes to sheer size, sports, style, and splendor, this place doesn't take a backseat to anyone. And if you don't believe me, just ask Oprah. The queen of TV is just one of the many larger-than-life characters that call Chicago their home. And if you want to meet another larger-than-life character, well, just point your GPS over to the north side and go visit Ditka's restaurant. This is Ditka's, as in player-coach Mike Ditka, the ambassador for all things Chicago ever since he first hit the playing field in 1961. Hey, Coach.
Hey, Andrew, how are you? Welcome to Mike Ditka's.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I figured this was the perfect place to find out from a Chicago legend what it takes to be a Chicago legend.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. We think we typify what Chicago is all about. I mean, we're a meat and potatoes place, nothing too fancy, but if you don't like it, we'll give it to you free.
I knew I'd like this place. What do you think are some of the best characteristics of this city for people that are coming here for the first time?
I don't think you got a lot of sightseeing. You got the museums, and you got the lakeshore, you got the Navy Pier. I mean, you got a million things, but you don't want to go to the hospitals. We got a lot of good hospitals. Don't go there. But, you know, I think the restaurants in this city compare favorably with restaurants anywhere in the country. I really do. There are so many good restaurants. I always say this to people that come to visit. If you get a bad meal here, it's your fault. I mean, really, you're not trying. You're not trying. Hey, Tom, why don't you bring the food in? This is a ribeye, actually.
Yeah.
It's a bone-in ribeye, and we call it the tomahawk steak only because of the shape of this.
Sure.
And that is the pork chop, and that's the double-cut pork chop, and it's pretty good, and they serve it with some cranberries and some sweet potatoes, and it's kind of a nice presentation. I eat cereal. It's nice. It's a nice steak.
I'm gonna go play a little guitar with Buddy Guy. Anything I should know before I head over there? Any advice from the coach before I go into the game? Because I'm a little nervous going to play with him.
If you're gonna do it right.
Best advice in the locker room I've ever gotten. Coach?
You bet.
Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it. Now that we've met the man who put Chicago football on the map, it's time to meet the man who put Chicago blues on the map over 5 decades ago, who's still churning it out night after night at his club, Legends, the one, the only, Mr. Buddy Guy. This is gonna be awesome. Anybody ever tell you look a lot like Buddy Guy?
They tell me that all the time, man. You know, yeah.
It's nice, though, to be so loved and so recognized and so associated with blues in this city.
Well, you know, that's what music is all about. It's happiness. You know, I mean, we sing about a lot of sad things, but in the end, it's always a happy thing, man. You know, you've been told blues is like food you never taste, but go taste it and you say, they misled me. This is good.
I like the food analogy. I'm going to have to use that one. The club is celebrating a big anniversary.
20 years.
20 years, wow.
Actually, I don't think I would have ever thought of owning a club if all the blues club hadn't started disappear like the blues. You don't hear it on radio hardly anymore, and some of the greatest blues players are not with us anymore, and it's just like endangered species. So I said, I just can't let it go. This is Chicago.
I'll take my guitar out of the case if you'll take your guitar out of the case.
I already got it out.
Sounds like an invitation to me.
I was expecting you to ask me that. All right.
I got it right here.
Sure.
Come on.
Sure now.
Yeah. You know, I think I'm gonna let the master play us out. Take it away, Mr. Guy. I'll sit back and listen. What a way to see Chicago. Talking over the game with the coach at Ditka's, playing guitar with Buddy Guy, and coming up next, you're gonna wanna check this out. I do a little 22nd century cooking with Homaro Cantu at Moto. He's part food genius, part mad scientist. Up next for me, on my way to Waterbury, Vermont, where I'm gonna blow glass at 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna make a little ice cream, Ben and Jerry style, and if I'm lucky, try my hand at apple cider donuts.